So you're probably starting your morning wrong. What if I told you one thing that you're doing first thing in the morning is ruining the rest of the day? So ask yourself, is this you? You wake up, you don't have any water, you go straight for a cup of coffee, and then by 10 a.m., 11 a.m., midday, your energy's crashed. All right, so that's not tiredness because you didn't sleep enough. You're dehydrated, you've got too much caffeine in you, and you're completely running on empty before the day's even started. Those that know me well know I absolutely love coffee, but you've got to do it in a way that you can still enjoy, you can still love coffee, but let me tell you how to do it properly. Electrolytes, so what are they and why should I care? So electrolytes are your best friend. So these are Perform, Hydrate, my favourite coconut ones, and they are the minerals that control the hydration, contractions of the muscles, the function of the nerves, energy production. There's the big four: sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. How your body functions at a cellular level deep down is going to be done by this foundation. So yes, you can have water and you can drink 2 litres of water a day and still be dehydrated if your levels of electrolytes are off. It's more than just the volume they have in, it's the chemistry and the balances. So when you're sweating, if you sweat in the night during an exercise session, if you're high stress, you drink alcohol and that caffeine, it's all going to strip them electrolytes from your body. When you're sweating, it's a little bit salty. These are what the salts that are losing your body. So if you're doing normal training, hybrid training, busy lifestyle, that is just going to accelerate the loss of electrolytes from your body fast. So there's a couple of signs that you're low on energy, electrolytes. Have you got the afternoon energy crashes, mid-morning headaches, brain fog, you can't concentrate, you've got muscle cramps, restlessness, and then you've got thirst spikes, you're drinking plenty. They're easy to get rid of. When that happens, people reach for another coffee, but you're just going to exaggerate the problem. So how do you get electrolytes in every single day? It doesn't need to be an expensive fix. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. A pinch of sea salt in your water is going to cost nothing, and that can help. Add a pinch of salt, Himalayan salt, to your morning water. If you train early, have electrolytes before you train, not after. Don't try and replenish them. Put them in first. If you've got high stress days, heavy sweat sessions, increase your intake accordingly. You've got some sources of food there that have got high electrolytes. You've got banana, avocado, sweet potato, spinach, Greek yogurt, nuts and seeds. They're all going to have potassium, magnesium, calcium, healthy fat, sodiums. Good quality electrolyte supplements are going to help, especially on sessions over 45 minutes. It's going to be simple, it's going to be consistent, and it's going to be really effective. So in terms of electrolytes, my morning routine, I don't have a coffee. I wake up 5 a.m. every day. Between that time, I'll have water, 500ml bottle of water with some electrolytes in. I'll then not have a coffee until 7 a.m. So I'll have a 2-hour window of waking before I have a coffee. And this is why. In the morning, around between kind of whenever you wake up really, but normally it's between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m., you'll have a natural cortisol peak. So your natural stress, alertness hormone, you're waking up. So it's going to peak around that. If you're then adding straight away high amounts of caffeine in there, you're going to have another surge on top. All right, so you're going to have that caffeine spike. It's going to go up and up and up. And then your body's going to become less sensitive to that cortisol. You're going to build caffeine tolerance. And that energy response a little bit later is going to get blunted. So sometimes you think, yes, let's have a coffee, let's have a caffeine spike. But you're not going to borrow it. You're just going to you're not going to create it. Sorry, you're just going to borrow it from later in the day, and it's going to get harder and harder. And then you get reliant on caffeine. You have more and more, and you get in that caffeine cycle where you're tired, you don't sleep well, you have a lot of caffeine, it impacts sleep, and you go round in circle. So try and have a little bit of a window. Electrolytes, water. So coffee to your hydration levels. It's a mild diuretic, so it's going to increase the rate you lose fluid. Because you may have not drank any water, anything for kind of 6 to 8 hours, you're going to wake up mildly dehydrated. Ask yourself before you kind of get some water, how many coffees have you had? If you're already dehydrated, you're going to make it worse by going straight to the coffee. If you've got then a busy commute to work, no breakfast, the kids to sort, you're adding all this, you're going to be running on fumes. And this is something that's really, really fixable. So hydrate immediately. So hydrate before you caffeinate. All right, just a 500ml bottle. You don't have to buy electrolytes, just a bit of sea salt in it. Before you go to your phone and have that kind of white vision in terms of it, get water down you. Try and delay that coffee. So allow that natural cortisol peak to do its job. It's going to be more effective and you're going to enjoy it more and you're going to feel better for it. Eat before or with, if that's kind of a little bit of fruit, some Greek yogurts. Never train first thing on a coffee with no food or water, because that's not going to end well. And then fuel the machine before you ask it to perform. Your body's like a car. If you don't fuel it well, it's not going to perform. So that little change will help your energy levels, your mental clarity, performance recovery, just in a couple of days by putting this in. So if there's 3 things to take away: hydrate before you caffeinate, electrolytes are for every day, not just competition, and how you start your first 30 minutes is going to set the tone, and it's going to have a compounding effect. All right, so these little small changes are going to play a massive dividends. And when I started, those that come to the group sessions will see 7 a.m. Soon as I finish my 6:30 session, I've got a flask of coffee, and that's a routine that I've implemented. So if you are wanting to stop guessing, start performing, I am taking on one-to-one coaching clients. So if it's a system that's been built around your life, not just a cookie cutter plan, I'd love to work. We've got personalized plans, weekly check-in, support. It fits around your life. If you do want a free discovery call to chat about it, just a conversation, please drop me a message. But if you have any questions around caffeine and the impact that can have, please do give me a shout.